Hi guys, it's SDGRSNF88 speaking with another instalment of Wagon Review Fortnight. Now this wagon is quite special to me, and the wagon in question is the Bachmann 5-plank Writhlington Colliery weathered. Now it's in, as I just mentioned, the wagon is in Writhlington Colliery livery, which is a very special colliery to me. Obviously the colliery closed down many years ago, but Writhlington Colliery is in Radstock, which was not far from where I used to live. Also, Radstock is one of the famous, well, one of the key stations, well, was one of the key stations on the Somerset and Dorset, and Writhlington was the colliery that served which served the Somerset and Dorset, basically. Was one of the collieries along the line. So she was just a must-have sort of thing. Now, I have got 2 more of these at the moment, but I do plan to get more, so you never know. By the time the running video comes out, I may have a few more added to it, but they are such stunning wagons, as we'll see here on the track in a minute. Now, I've got this, this particular one, out of the 3 so far, is very special to me. As you can see, I got her from Antics for £11.35. Now, reason why she's quite special is because I got her when I passed my driving theory test, which was a couple of weeks ago. I passed first time, and ironically the centre where you do your driving theory is actually right next door, or just down the road from Antics. So I came out the driving at the centre with my paper in my hand, you know, saying congratulations, you passed, and I thought, well, might as well treat myself. So I went in there, and there are a few of these, and I thought, well, I'll pick another one up. So she's the 3rd, as I mentioned. She's the latest one, but there may be more to come, due to it being so close to home, as they say, and also being such a iconic wagon, and also, you know, being related to the S&D. You know, having a wagon that would have ran on the S&D is, you know, quite good for me, sort of thing. So there may be more to come. But anyway, let's get her out of the box and see her on the track. Here she is on the track, and we'll start from top to bottom. We'll start with the inside, and as you can see, we've got all the planking in there. It's not as finely detailed as the planking on the GWR Shunters truck, purely because that's a newer model. As I mentioned, this design is you know, quite old, but still much more detailed than the Hornby coal wagons, I personally feel, as they still come with the large type coupling. Also, Bachmann's wheels and all the underframe detail and all that does seem to be a cut above the rest than Hornby's when it comes to private owner wagons like this. Anyway, we move on to the end. We've got all the supports there. They've got the metal braces on the end, if you could call them that. You can see all the rivets are on there, also down the centre bits there, and also on the chassis. As you can see, the buffer beam. As you see, the buffer beam is made out of wood. Well, not the model anyway, but in real life that's made out of wood. You can see where the buffers have been bolted to it. They've got the little standard NEM coupling. We move on to the side, and as you can see, one of the main reasons why I got her is obviously the company, or the colliery that she would have seen servicing, which is Writhlington, it's Writhlington and Kimbleston. Now, one thing I've got a funny feeling about these wagons is, as you can see, there's the centre marking on the wagon, which is a big W. Now, Writhlington and Kimbleston, by the looks of it, according to this wagon, it's totally slipped my mind again, were joint collieries, because hence the reason why they have both companies on the same wagon. Now, the giant letter in the middle, the W, some wagons had this, and some wagons had a K, which I could presume means Writhlington and Kimbleston, basically directing which wagon the colliery colliery the wagon should be returned to, or came from. So this one is obviously, by the looks of it, with the W on the side of it, a Writhlington wagon. If I zoom in, you can see Radstock under there, which is right next to Norton, and obviously Writhlington is on the S&D. Now, these wagons did see service on both routes. They had basically there was a Sorry, I'm getting confused here, but anyway, basically there was some of them seen service on the Somerset and Dorset, some of them were seen service on the Great Western, purely because Radstock was a famous point on the S&D where basically it was a double level crossing, one route with the Somerset and Dorset and one with the Great Western. The Great Western going to Frome and Bristol, and the Somerset and Dorset obviously going from Bath to Temple Combe. Now, basically, they basically had the level crossing side by side, and sort of Writhlington Colliery was slap bang in the centre of the two, in between the two lines. Kimbleston was on the Great Western route and was off to the right of the Great Western route. So I don't think any Kimbleston stock went on the S&D, but I do not know of that. But this is a Writhlington wagon, so it would have most likely seen service on the Somerset and Dorset. Reason why I'm slightly confused is with this wagon, as you can see here, underneath there, it says empty to Radstock GW, which obviously Radstock Great Western. So whether or not this wagon did see service on both routes, I do not know. But I know that Writhlington was mainly an S&D served colliery. Anyway, we come on to the chassis. As you can see, it is weathered. The wagon is a plain sort of brown. Although I've got a funny feeling the wagons were red. If I just tip it up, I'm not sure. It's more of a maroony brown, if you know what I mean. Quite a lot of these wagons I'm reviewing are maroon, and they're quite hard sort of tones to pick out. But this is more of a reddy maroon, because I've seen Dapple have made a few of these for limited editions, and they're not weathered and they tend to be bright red. So I'm not sure whether the wagons were red in service, but this one's weathered and obviously would have faded due to the time, and also it obviously would have faded due to the amount of coal and the amount of work it would have, basically the amount of time it would have seen in service. They were very well worked wagons. So it is very faded paintwork with the weathering sort of thing design. This one, as you can see, you've got the axle boxes with the spoked wheels and the brake rigging. All very well picked out on this Bachmann model. Sorry about the car. And also you've got the little chains there that hold the side door closed. You can see it says 10 ton on there, and this wagon is number 19. Now, as you know, I've got a few of these. As I mentioned, I've got a few of these, and they will also appear alongside this wagon, well, in the rake, to bulk up the rake a bit. So it's going to be a bit longer than just the 7 wagons I review, as there will be a few of certain ones that I've got multiple versions of. And as being a Radstock wagon, I do love collecting these to try and build up a little Radstock Writhlington rake, which will probably join in on my 16 tonner rake to give it a bit of variety, and also give a really long Somerset and Dorset, Somerset coalfields train sort of thing, if you know what I mean. So she'll probably be alongside her sister wagons, as they say, even though they're the same number, but that doesn't really matter. But yeah, there'll be a few more of those featuring in the rake, and so stay tuned for the running video to see her and the other few in action. So anyway, this has been STJR Senef88 speaking, and thanks for watching.